Hi, this is Christian. Welcome to Java 2. In one of my videos before, I went over this command link here and it didn't work. The reason why it didn't work because let me just say there again. Let's save this and let me run this again. Notice that I click services. It changes the link up here to what are the pages. This is your typical web pages for the link, right? Same thing here. So you can see it didn't work here as it was before. So the reason is because I have a wrong syntax. When you have the command link, the attribute here is not outcome, it's going to be an action. Okay, so there should be action, action, and the value will still be the same. So let me save this and go back here. Let me republish this again. Click this a few times. Refresh this. Okay. So again here about goes about pages, services, and so on. Back to home. Okay. Now if I click about here, notice that you see the content changes, right? The URL stays the same as index. If I click services, well I think that probably didn't get refreshed. It's still in the old cache. Okay, but you can see that now once I have it here, it's not loading everything in the cache. Let me just run this over again. It should not jump at all. So about, okay, see a session there, but then services, yeah, it's still loading all the same stuff. Let me do this. Let's just go to project, clean everything, clear the cache, also clean the glassfish, so it's out of the cache. Now let's try one more time. Okay. About, okay, services. It's called this about page here. Let me just do that. Services, okay, and let me just reload that. Okay, it should not change the URL. If it does, because it's in the cache system. Okay. As you can see, if we go here, services, it did not change the URL here. Okay, and the content changes but URL stays the same. That's what I want to show you. And also this is when you change this link here, this is what's called a implicit navigation in JSF. What that means is that the navigations are linked automatically inside the servlet. So when you create a link using either the command link here as an action or the h-link, back to that one before, either one. So do an h-link because that will take you to a different page, right? It will be the outcome. Okay. What this does is that the servlet is smart enough to know that there should be a file somewhere here called about.html. Same thing here. Okay, it expects that to be there for us to use. So in that case, it just works the same way as here. Now, normally in the older version, you would have to build this navigation inside this file called facesconfig file. So in here, usually you would build the navigation inside here using the XML syntax here. Okay, you could put that in here. You say something like a navigation rules, right? And then in here you put the from view ID. It means like from which page is it coming from. So it will be like from the index, okay, .html. Okay, it's coming from that page. Then you also want to put like the navigation case here. Okay, for which case is it? Okay, in this case is if it's the ID, the outcome. Okay, if the outcome is, this means that if it's a service or about, if it's an about page, okay, if that's the case, then it needs to go to the action. To view ID. It needs to go to this page called about.html. Okay, so you will build this navigation inside the faces-config file. So that means that inside the home page, if I click the link from the home page, because this is the coming from, right? That's the from view ID index HTML. And if I click on the about, if the outcome is about, right? Here again, if the outcome is about, then load this page. That's one case. If the about is a different page, if it is services, then load services. Okay, so you build the navigation this way to map it to your pages, so that when you put your link here, it knows that it's gonna look inside this file, map it to the about, the outcome here, and then load that file. Of course, if the outcome is about, you can also change it so that it goes to a different page. It could be maybe going to another page called aboutus.com, .xhtml, right? So you have control in here, and you can still use this though if you want to do exactly like I showed you here. You have a different outcome, the value is outcome, but the pages will be different. Okay, so this is another way you can use this to kind of help you or secure your URL, because if you do this, then the engine automatically expects it to have the page to have the same name as this. If you want it to be different, you have to use this mapping to do it. This is the map, navigation map, or you can also refer to this page as the routing in other NVC environment. Okay, so we're not going to use this one here, but I just want to show you that that's the case here. So let me just save that, and we'll leave this in here just for now. Okay. But the servlet has an implicit navigation system built into it, so you don't have to do that manually. So that's how you build link. Okay. Let's see. The next thing is that in the next video, I'm going to show you how to create beans or managed beans, and then we'll create some classes or a class, and then we'll also use the JSF syntax, the EL language expression, to navigate the page using those class names. All right. Again, any questions, put a comment or send me an email. Get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you.